Hello, John Lord here at start of September, and for the entire month of August we virtually didn't have any rain, and not much rain in July, and we got a good lot of rain in the last couple of days, but still well under what we normally get, and a lot of stuff did suffer. Now, we did do a bit of emergency watering. We don't believe in watering the whole time. You should never, if you're watering, you have to water your garden the whole time. You're doing something wrong. Change your plants. We start off with this apple that shouldn't be here. Look at it. This is where we sell our hedging and stuff. And this apple here, what happened was, when I was extending out a little bit, it's kind of in the way. So I got out the chainsaw, all ready to go. And then I said, no, I don't feel like doing them. I'll do it tomorrow. So I didn't do it tomorrow. I didn't do it the day after that. And everybody loves it. And then occasionally a tall person comes in and whacks their head off here, you know, and everybody gets a good laugh. I would probably cut it back a bit, but it's really beautiful. So sometimes you have to let nature have its way. And you see, when it gets to there and starts bullying the bench, it'll definitely have to go. Yeah, that's definitely gonna have to go. Okay. This was planted just today. We had a plant there that wasn't doing particularly well, and I put that Euphorbia there. It's Wolfenii. It's called Humpty Dumpty, or some name like that. Little Humpty Dumpty. And it's the silver against the red of the Acer, and also those Wolfenii Euphorbias will take very dry conditions, and it's quite dry here with that cedar taking a lot of the moisture out. Take very dry conditions, and they will take shade, dry shade. Now we're going in here, and be careful. Bit of a gap here, and the reason why, you see the Solomon seal, I dug up a load of it just last week, planted it over there in the woodland. It's a super plant, and I'm just going to show what we did. Why it's so easy. There's a piece there. There's some roots there with next year's, it's going to be next year's shoots and that, but I just went like this. See how well that came up? Just like that. You can see roots haven't gone down deep, kind of on the surface. So this is beginning of September. You can plant that, no problem. What I always do is reduce some of the green growth, because people don't realize, how do plants get water up? Because nature, or physics and gravity, is bringing water down. So how does it come up? It's either pushed up by the roots, or it's pulled up by the leaves. And actually the second case is correct. It's pulled up by the leaves. The leaves sort of suck the water up, and if you remove some of the leaves, there's less water being sucked up, so there's less pressure on the roots. Okay, so we're going to bring those out, and we're not going to, I don't think we plant them. Here's a nice Persicaria. It was in Ballyrobert, a nurseries in Northern Ireland. A really nice time there, and that was one of the plants I got, one of those Persicarias. We planted it out. What we do is we'll cut a little piece. No, let's see. Yeah, we cut a little piece off. I don't like. Plant that up. That piece there. And we plant that just to show. Plant that in a few minutes. further on. This is a new Crocosmia I got, and let's see, what's it called? It's really, I like it. It's not too tall, and they're heavy ground, rich ground. They tend to get too tall, flop over, and that won't. What's it called? Let me see, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Oh yes, Disco Dancer. It's called Disco Dancer. Yeah. We did a bit. We had issues with Rabbit here. Rabbit is gone now. Sent off to a nice new home, and he did a lot of damage to Crocosmia. So I took some up, and I put a nice Euphorbia here in front, and counteract this. Lysimachia. It's a new variety. And so white and a darkish colour. Crocosmia behind. Here we have two. I was in Ballyrobert. There was a particularly nice Astilbe chinensis, and I asked him, and he gave me a piece, so we put it there. And also we got a new Rudbeckia. It's supposed to flower longer than Gold Storm, so that's been planted here. And 3 Veronicastrums called Red Arrow. They all came from Ballyrobert, so we put them in. I always find when I get stuff that's new, don't put it around in pots, because sometimes they get taken and sold. So just get them into the ground, and then they can't be touched. Planted this, just dug this up. That's Miscanthus. It's called Gracillimus, and it's got variegated foliage, and it's very narrow leaf. Now what it does need is a dark background, and I'm not sure the background is dark enough for that, but we'll see. Next year it will clump up, and it'll either work or it won't work. You see, we're still getting growth on some of our hydrangeas. That's just out a week or two ago. That's really one of the good black stem ones. You just take a photograph of that, or just take a picture of that there. I think that's kind of like that. That's Hydrangea Annabelle. That was one of the first hydrangeas I planted here. That was one plant. And as you can see, Annabelle runs at the root. And it's about 5 yards across now. So at some stage in the winter, we're going to have to bring it back, because it is kind of getting out of hand, but it is lovely. Look at the Liriope. Full shade. That turf lily is not really good in full shade. I could probably knock a few of those away. It's this kind of winter job, so we can see them a bit better. But that's a winter job. Yeah, it's looking much better. Pulmonarias, they were great they were really good in the drought. Didn't bother them at all. Didn't bother the hellebores. Campus grass. It's called Pumilla. The way to the plane goes over. The good thing about living close to the airport is it's handy to get there in a taxi. It's 50 quid. It's, rather than when you get back from your long journey having to then go for another 2 hours in the train or a bus or something. So the bad thing is the noise, but you can't have everything in life. It's worth the noise for the convenience of the easy travelling. I mentioned this for a particular reason. This is the only example I know of a perpetually flowering plant in this country. It's called Pumilla. That's last year's. And that's this year's. So it's basically, we've got an entire year. And what you do with the old ones, you always wear gloves when you're dealing with these, okay? Oh. I lift and twist, come out. But it's no need to, when they start getting a little bit shabby, we'll remove last year's. So that's super. Now, we had an issue in there with a weed. Oh, not a weed, a plant that gave us a lot of trouble. It was called Telyctrum minus, and we took it all out. And then I planted the grass, and I noticed the Telyctrum minus was coming back. But I found, using this, I was able to form a very dense carpet. What I didn't want to do was plant a lot of stuff, so I just planted this here, this formium, just one formium here, so I can go through, take the Telyctrum out, wherever it is. There it is there. Anywhere else? And it was quite a beautiful, neat ground cover, but the problem is you would end up with the whole place covered in Telyctrum minus and nothing else, so you just had to go. This is what we do. See the yellow roots of the Telyctrum, so it's very easy to identify. So get all that out. It comes out like this carpet. So that's what we know. What we have to do. This here got damaged. We have splits taken from it. It's a butcher's broom, but it's a variety that supposedly will produce berries. You don't need two plants, for male and female. And I got it from the late. The reason I mention it, I got it from the late Laddie Dion, famous nurseryman and eccentric. And he just passed away. He just passed away a short time ago, and he's one of the most larger than life people I've ever met. He was just, if everyone else is that level of crazy, Laddie was like that. He used to fly these light aircrafts, and he'd hop off and go deep sea diving, and then might upsail up a cliff and do all types of. He was different. Great. So that's my memento for Laddie. Now we got nice ones. We're going to plant them out. I think butcher's broom, it likes. And here's more Telyctrum here. We'll just put them all here, and then. But the main issue with weeding is you have to know in your mind where the issue is and keep at it, and it's easy. But you can never turn your. And it annoys me, all these gardening programs on the television, and they never mention weeds as if they don't exist. If you can control your weeds and get it right, get on top of them, gardening is so much easier and more enjoyable. What have we got to do? Yes. The job to do here. These haven't worked out. This little, I think it's called fairy something. It's a runcus. They haven't worked out. just too dry with the chestnut. And these haven't worked out, these little sanguisaur, which I'm very keen on. So we're going to move all of them, and we're going to replace them with Helleborus, I think, which never give trouble. So we're going to put Helleborus here, and maybe some sedums here, and cut a lot of the, strip up the chestnut. But the chestnut looks beautiful from the cafe. When you look out, you can see it. So we're not going to let it go. But look what did do. The Carangashoma. And it's going to flower. It's beautiful. Isn't it funny? One little, I think that's a slug, had a go at that one, but left the other ones alone. But you can see that's got beautiful flowers as well. That's a great, great plant to get. And a lovely fern behind. Before that plant, that big rough rhubarb like Gunnera, is the plant that most people, not so much that it's a beautiful plant, but it's it has an impact. It's like sort of a dinosaur in amongst humans. People just love its size, and it just has that statement effect. Next year it will be bigger. And the amount of kids weekend throw pebbles. They put pebbles in there, they put pebbles there, they put... What can we do? Oh yes. Yeah, last week, what to do here, because the gap behind, so just last week I put in those grasses, the Miscanthus floridulus, the big Miscanthus. Big tall one. It's I don't know how it's going to do with the pine tree behind it. It sucked too much water out, but I just wanted a background, and they sort of sway in the wind, those grasses. Background to those beautiful combination. Now we have work here. Those cardoons or artichokes, they've more or less died, so we're going to they have to be lifted. You can see the other ones, there's new growth at the base. The great foliage at the base, but there's nothing here, so they're past the point of rescue, so they're going to go. And they were only planted last week. We have this new supplier, and we're getting some great stuff. That's called Babylon, that Crocosmia. So we'll be able to put a third Crocosmia there and take them out. And we're also taking out the Persicaria because it's just getting too getting too strong, and it didn't like the dry weather. And of course we'll take this out. That's from the Italian alder. That Italian alder there. That's its offspring. That has to come out. I could do it now. No time like the present. The old Maddox. Have a look. There it is, exactly. You can see there was a bit of lazy man stuff done. It was cut back before, but it wasn't taken out. Now, stand on it. And don't kill yourself. Nice and gentle. That's it. Take a piece of this, and we'll have a look at what we did last week in the very dry weather. This is the Solomon seal. That was all planted, and we maybe, let me put one. Put them there. So, great thing about the mat axe is you can turn it around and do this with it. Don't kill yourself, nice and easy. Get through to the soil below. And even after all that rain, it's still like dust. More here. That's it. Oh, I'm after hitting the other one. Plenty of water. That's that. And we also Bergenias. This is what we did. That's it. Now, where is there a gap? Here we stick one here, will we? Oh, I knocked off a young leaf, but it doesn't matter. That's it. That's that done. And just water the hell out of them. We also put in these Regersius bronze peacock. And then finally, to give a difference, I've never done it before, Hart's tongue fern, H-A-R-T. Hart's tongue is the female deer, H-A-R-T. Beautiful name. And the reason I decided to put them in, I was actually going to put more of the soft shield fern in. But I noticed down here, we have one, and that's a self-sown seedling, that came itself. So maybe they'd be nice in a line. So, oh yes, and then the plectrum was here as well, and we put in geraniums. There was a couple of geraniums in it already, so I didn't want to put arborescens, so we just put all different ones. That's a whitish one there. That's a whitish one there. That's a sort of that's different than that one. So they're all kind of different. And then we have the Geranium Pheum there. We could Geranium Pheum there. This one here. Let's have a look. It's a nice one with the markings on the leaf. That's black, lovely black flowers. This one. Now we put him here. he wouldn't even know he's been moved. It was done so quickly. So all the Pheums along here. And that's kind of that. Maybe, I don't know what to do here. We can see. Now let's finish off. There was something else I was going to talk about, and I've forgotten. It's down here. Maybe it was here. Oh look, the Actia starting to flower. It's I think it's brunette or something it's called, but it's that combination. Very light coloured flower and very dark coloured foliage. One takes off the other really well. Oh, but there's something else. What was there? Oh, there's two things. Yeah. Can't complain about that. If you look at this rose, I think it's called White Diamond. Look at all the new ones coming up, fresh ones coming up. They're going to flower now in maybe 2 weeks' time, so we can go through and take some of the old stuff off. It's tricky enough because if you want to cut them, because the old and the new are mixed together, so it's very hard when you remove the old. Put maybe 10 minutes of paying attention and doing it right. Just 10 minutes would be no harm. That's another job to do. So, we'll finish off in here. Oh yeah. There's a job to do. See that Japanese cherry? I'm not sure. It's one of the earliest flowering ones, but it's suckering. See the sucker? Sucker gone. And it's barrier there, but there's two nice ferns still like that. And that's and look. See that's Miscanthus Hartlage Wine. And this is the trick. This is something to remember. See the foliage is very, very large. This is a normal size foliage. And this foliage is very large. That's a sign it's very happy. If a plant is really happy, it will make the foliage bigger because it knows that it will have the water and it will have the nourishment. So it's always a good sign. When a plant starts making its foliage smaller, it's hunkering in a bit. So we've learned that. And you see this, it's kind of looking really good. It's a little bit crowded. This Hypericon, I absolutely butchered one in June, which is very late. You should do it in kind of April. I absolutely butchered it because it was looking really untidy, and it's in flower and berry now. So you can, these Hypericons in Adorum, the ones that you go for the berries, you can cut them really hard back right up to June and you will still get your berries. It's one that you can't let get out of hand because it becomes scrawny. Finish off ever here, I planted Convolvulus canorum. They like full sun and bone dry conditions, and that's what you have with the Scots pine sucking out the water. And I planted Veronica. They came into us from a bedding supplier with no name or anything on them, so that was just to fill her in. See what happens here? People sit here, and then they stand on the plants. So I put a cheap plant in there. If you stand on that, it's only a cheap plant. Now I'm going to finish off. I should have mentioned it when I was dealing with the plant. I planted in front of the dahlia. The dahlia hasn't flowered yet. It overwintered and it hasn't flowered in September, so that's going to come out. That needs to be grown on a bit inside to give it a start and then put out. So that's going to come out. I planted a tamarix. Now what the tamarix needs is full sun, absolutely full sun, and it grows quite tall, but it's very loose, or it's very open. You can see through it. So I'm hoping it won't interfere with anything else, but we'll see. It's on probation. The only other plant I would like to plant, which we don't have, because I was prejudiced against them, is the what's it called? The roses, not the rose of hibiscus, Hibiscus aureacus, the Syrian hibiscus. I've always under the impression that it wouldn't do in Ireland. I was told that 50 more years ago, and then I see it in maybe 20 gardens. You see a beautiful one, so I was wrong. So that would be lovely there too. But anyway, that's called that's the late flowering one, which is Tamarix racosissima. There's also an early flowering one, but I wanted something late. Now, is it any good? I don't know. Gardening is always a roll of the dice, and you try it. And the great thing about it is, if it doesn't work, you don't lose your money. You just dig your plant up and put it somewhere else.